Good morning.
Good morning.
This is really not my thing.
That's all right.
But I told Reverend Rodman I would try. I always went to church in New York. I was brought up as an Episcopalian, and I knew that that was the right thing to do. But it took a year and a half without, excuse me.
It's all right.
Take your time. Take your time.
Until a year and a half ago, when I started getting sick, I realized that I had to have faith and strength to get me through it. It was a hard time. In the last year and a half, I've been in and out the hospital about 11 times. Thank you. And it took my faith in God to get me through it.
That's right.
It took me having to have strength to understand what hypertension and diabetes can do to your life.
That's right.
I always took my medicine and tried to follow what my doctor said. But somehow something went wrong somewhere. And in April 2010, I was diagnosed with renal kidney failure and was told that I was going to have to go on dialysis. I still didn't let it get me down. I went to dialysis. I did what I was supposed to do, or so I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do. And one day, I was walking into dialysis, but when I was coming out, I had to come out in a wheelchair. And I would always tell my husband, what's wrong? Why is this happening? And it happened for a whole week. And then I was home, sitting in my bedroom, and I got so weak. And I told my son I wanted to go to the hospital. And I couldn't even get up to go to the car. He had to carry me to the car. I went to the hospital, and they told me they thought I had a heart attack. But I told them I didn't have any of the symptoms. And because you don't have symptoms, don't mean it's not happening to you. And I went to CT scan, and I have been an employee of Duke for over 12 years in the emergency room. So all of those doctors and nurses knew me. And they took me to CT scan. And on my way back from CT scan, I coded. And I tell you, I'm a true believer when I tell you that I saw that light. I saw that light. That when they pulled me through, and I just started screaming, I'm scared, I'm scared. And my nephews and my sons was all standing there. My husband, he was just sitting there with his hands in his face. And I constantly know what I'm putting them through. But I have my faith and my strength. And one of my sons told me, he said, "Ma, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it." I said, you got to have faith. You got to have faith. And you have to believe. You have to truly, truly believe.
Yeah.
Then I found out when I was in intensive care that here I thought that I was doing what was right. We're going to dialysis, and they were hooking me up to the machine wrong. And they made my blood count drop. And that's what made me cold. Now I'm going through this, and I'm saying, God, please bring me through it. Please bring me through it. And I learned that I had to read the Bible more, and I had to believe. Then the next thing I know, they tell me that I have a blister on my foot, and they can't get it to heal. I'm going back and forth to the doctor. They can't get it to heal. They tell me I caught MRSA, which is a very bad infection. And they tell me either I have to have my leg amputated, else I was going to die. So here's my second dealing with death. And I told them, do what you got to do. They cut my leg off, and I went to therapy. And with the grace of God, I learned how to deal with it. Then I'm walking, I'm up, and I know a lot of you that go to church with me saw me go from a wheelchair to a walker to a cane.
That's right.
And I'm walking again. Then a year later, they tell me the same thing happened to my other leg. And they have to remove it. Mercy's going to get me. I tell them to remove it. So they removed that leg. So now I'm a double amputee. I go to dialysis 3 times a week because that's what I have to do to keep me alive. But it's okay. Because with God, and with faith, and with strength, I'm still okay.
Yes.
And I thank God every single day. And I listen to that song, and I know that that's my song.
Yes, it
Because
is.
I'm a little testimony. Because God let me stay here to keep on the church, to keep being in ministries, and to see my first grandson born, my first great-grandson born. And, you know, I just feel that that's all a blessing. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because take care of your health. Do the best that you think you could do. But always follow what God and the doctors tell you. Because I could have been dead and gone. But God has let me live on.
Amen.
And my other song that I know that is straight from my heart, when it's going to tell it to you. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Come on, Queen.
Okay, don't ever say you can't.
Come on, Queen.
This is hard.
You can do it.
I don't feel no waste time. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that this road was gonna be easy, but I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. I think I'll say it again. I said I don't feel no waste time, 'cause I come too far from where I started from. See, nobody told me that this road was gonna be easy, but I don't believe he brought me this far. I don't believe he brought me this far